Carl, let me take you back to Friday afternoon. You and I had just wrapped recording for the week. It's always a momentous occasion when you and I, after roughly 25 hours of video content work, college basketball reacting, we hang up the microphone. I go up the stairs. I feel like I just ran a marathon. I usually grab the daughter. I look to the son, give him a little head tap. Maybe wife's got a seltzer for me. It's a moment. It's a moment every single week. Last week, it wasn't a moment because seconds after I got up the stairs, I felt like there was still work to do that wasn't being done because Purdue decided to drop scrimmage highlights and official stat lines for their two superstars 5 seconds after we wrapped recording. It killed me to have to wait 3 days to talk about this with you, Cart. We have a different video on the channel where we go through all our visual takeaways from the 2 minutes of footage they put out. However, before they put out the video footage, they just decided to drop some stats. That's all. And this comes courtesy of the Boilerball Twitter account, who started with TKR. They tweeted first scrimmage of the year. TKR stuffed the stat sheet. 28 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. It's backed up by the visuals. He was giving buckets every which way. You could give a bucket from what I saw. That push shot was on full display. Moments after they promoted TKR's brilliant performance, Braden Smith gets a shout, doing what he does in the first scrimmage. 17 points, 14 assists, 3 rebounds. We saw the footage after the fact. I didn't think they were going to share footage. When they just tweeted these stat lines, I'm thinking that's all we get. So credit to Boilerball for giving us more. But are you impressed by Kaufman-Renn and Smith's stat lines here in this scrimmage? Does it back up what you saw with your eyes?
Yeah, it does. 100% backs up what I saw from the footage. And one of the more important numbers here is TKR grabbed 9 rebounds. That's great for him playing up against supposedly what are great rebounders in Oscar Clough, which it looks like it was a lot of him versus Clough, but also he played with Clough. It probably went back and forth. I wonder how like these stats were actually broken up, given how it seems like the scrimmage was broken up a little bit. But yeah, I think one of my fun little kind of quirks and preseason predictions that I feel like I might do is that TKR gets a triple double before Braden does.
Ooh, yeah, we got to do our preseason predictions episode soon.
Yeah, I feel would I get a 10 on that? Would I get 10 points on that?
Yeah, you would.
Yeah. That might be a thing, especially because it seems like I mean to your point, I think you brought it up at the end when we were talking about the video of this. It seems like a not an agenda because I feel like that carries like a negative connotation, but there's an emphasis on like TKR, TKR, TKR. Like it's a lot of TKR. Like I mean, even in this stat line, it is 28 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists from TKR. He's doing it all. The start of the video footage, 9 TKR push shots and floaters. That's all we were getting. So
Braden
there
Smith, the
seems to be an
preseason
emphasis
National
on it.
Player of the Year, had 17 and 14, and they tweeted TKR first.
Yeah.
I do think there's a little bit of a tactic going on. Now, here's why there's a tactic going on, Cart. Because we can sit here and be like, ooh, conspiracy theory is Purdue promoting TKR as the guy this year. What does that mean? Here's why they're doing it. He's nasty. Like, it's not a conspiracy theory when a guy's this good, right? And that's sort of I don't know, it's a unique dynamic here with this Purdue team because it's very rare throughout history that you can find a team with two teammates that are equals that are this good. And I think you and I would both still sit here and argue that maybe they're not equals. Maybe Braden is just a little bit more special. Not to take anything away from TKR, but the guy who's going to set the NCAA's all-time assist record is just a little more special than a really, really special frontcourt player. However, it's hard for me to deny what my eyes and my ears are telling me on TKR coming into the season. He's set to have one of the best big man seasons we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I looked through it last year. He didn't have a game with 6 assists. I'm sure part of the reason he had 6 assists in this game or this scrimmage was the fact that he was switching up teams and not with Braden. I mean, man, there's an argument. If he was just in a different situation, not with Braden Smith, TKR might average 5 assists and be like a point forward that teams play through. So it's kind of crazy to think about what would the world look like where he didn't have the world's best passing point guard with the ball in his hands every possession. But he's just nasty. He's incredible, clearly. And I don't know. I that stat line's amazing. In a lot of ways right now, this feels like Trey Kaufman-Renn's team to me. And it's really the tandem of both of these guys together. But it's kind of the more I talk through it, it's giving me vibes of RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson. Is that crazy?
Walk me through that, because that makes Fletcher Cam Reddish.
I think that Duke team came into the season and we thought that it was RJ Barrett's team.
Mm.
And then after like a week, we were like, it's Zion's team. But RJ's just as good.
My only pushback there is I understand how good TKR is. It's levels.
Yeah, he's not Zion.
Huh?
He's not Zion.
Not even that. Like I feel like just Braden is that special.
Well, yeah, Braden's better than RJ, and TKR is not Zion.
Yeah.
But that's just I'm trying to think of like the situational dynamic of this, where it's like these two are clearly amazing, but this one's 1A. And then you're like, wait a second, 1B might be 1A. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe they're just both ones. Okay, flip side
Wait,
correlation.
hold on. Wait, hold on before you get to your FC, which by the way, thank you for getting to it. I want everyone to heed this, heed this warning here. This is how we attack opposing fans. We need this team to eat themselves from within. We need TKR and Braden to do some of this.
That's what if we are here to save the Big Ten again,
Hmm.
we already saved the Big Ten. No one can
Yeah.
ever take that away from us. If we're here to protect the Big Ten, if we're here
Yeah.
to retain the Big Ten,
Retain the Big Ten. Yes.
we have to manufacture this.
Our best hope, they're so good that our best hope is self-destruction within.
I want to make it clear I'm not doing that. I don't ever want destruction to come to Braden Smith's house. Dion, you okay? You look a little sweaty.
So every August, September, my air conditioning breaks, and there's just nothing I can do about it.
Dude, that's tough. Out in California too. Like, I mean, what is it, like 80 degrees still there today?
Today's gonna be like 85, 90, but like peak summer, it gets like 110. My AC just doesn't ever hold up.
I mean, it sounds like it's a bummer that you can't take advantage of Duncan Mechanical Solutions because Duncan Mechanical Solutions is an HVAC company based in Angola, servicing the tri-state area, bringing commercial quality to the residential world with excellent customer service. You heard us talk about Duncan Mechanical last summer. If you need heating or air conditioning, kitchen or bath remodeling, or all of the above, Duncan Mechanical is the place to go in the Midwest. Go to DuncanMechanicalSolutions.com to take advantage and make sure you don't wind up like Dion
I
ever.
don't want it either, unless I have to. Don't force my hand.
Fair, fair. Honestly, I have a thought. I'm not going to share it online, but I have a thought. So okay, flip side correlation. Can you read me his numbers one more time? What did TKR have?
28 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists.
Crazy. What did Braden have?
What was it? Is it 14 point? Let me hold on. 17 points, 14 assists, 3 rebounds.
That's crazy. Wow. So they must have played like a 40-minute game with TKR on one team and Braden on the other, right?
Where are you going with
Oh
this?
shit, that's not what they did. This was just a totally made up inter-squad scrimmage where they switched teams 7 times and we have no idea how many minutes they played. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah.
So we're packaging it up as a 40-minute basketball game, but then they released footage of it and they switched teams 7 different times and might have played 100 minutes instead of 40.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
That's
Cool.
that's that's the only way we're going with this.
Well, it's the numbers are great. The numbers are fantastic. I'm much more impressed by the visuals they shared of the actual basketball. I almost can't even believe they shared numbers from it. Because how are you sharing numbers from a scrimmage when you switched the teams a million times?
Right. Any comment on who TKR was going against?
Looked like Clough was the recipient of quite a few of these buckets. That
Clough,
was interesting.
Clough got some. Murphy got some. When
Yeah.
you put like the other fours on this team on TKR, that's just like when they put Benter on him or Murphy, Even Riley Burgess, that's just he's too
I don't
much.
know. Benter's really been trying really hard against one of the toughest, doggest players in the country. So that's a good challenge.
Yeah, he did break a backboard.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You played basketball. Don't you get what I'm saying here? Like, this is just the Purdue social media team stunning again. Like they are incredible.
To
But
to that point, I would say this: the players themselves are probably not like, oh, like I had 17 and 14 in that script. Like we switched teams, and we don't even like it's kind of disingenuous to take a stat from the stat
like
line from
like
that.
who was keeping the stats? Like unless they ran one that was just 40 minutes,
I
other
mean, they
stuff's
definitely
extra.
probably
But
kept stats. I feel like at any like setting and like this, there's some GA or someone that keeps stats and breaks stuff down and things like that. It's just it feels a little bit disingenuous to kind of like throw this out as like a stat line that they had in a game when we clearly see it was a scrimmage. We don't know for how long, and teams were going back and forth.
I don't even want to call it disingenuous. I don't.
I do.
But it's just you packaged it up as if it's like a 40-minute basketball game's numbers, right? Like in the first real scrimmage, Braden had 14 assists. And then 20 minutes later, you drop footage and Braden's on six different teams. Like we genuinely don't know. Did they play enough to add up to 40 minutes? Did they play four games to 11? Did they play 60 minutes? My guess would be they probably played more than 40 minutes. That'd be my honest guess here. So that's not to take anything away from the stats, but I just almost like if you were gonna do the stats thing, I almost think you shouldn't have dropped the video because it kind of makes the stats seem totally non-applicable after you realize that they're switching teams every 5 seconds. It's like when I used to go to IM West at Michigan State, and I would always go. My goal every time I got there was to win a national title. I had to win six straight games. That was always the goal. And if I lost in the Final Four, guess what? My season was over. I had to go home. If those days where I lost in the first round as a two seed card, the hardest days, because I wanted to go get 2 hours of runs in and I would only get 10 minutes. Those were heartbreaking. But that's how I played for 4 years, and I won a few championships. It was special when I did, but I would also do that in my head. Like I'd come home and my roommates would be like, "How'd you hoop today?" I'd be like, "Oh, I had 32 and 7." And they're like, "So you played 6 games?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah."
I mean, well, what you said? Well, how many games? Oh, no, I had 32 and 7.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. But just cracking me up. I tweeted this, but why did we stop at just the 2 stars? Why can't I get stats from some other guys on this team?
Yeah, if we're doing this, full box score, please.
What do you think? Because I joked Jakari probably had 39, 11, and 6. If these two had like Jakari's been the breakout superstar of the summer, so he must add some crazy numbers. But
Right. This game, I think, ended. They probably did Elam ending or like key. I think it's like key ending, where it's like they don't do a target score. They just play till everyone's happy. Like that's what they do, and they all have.
yeah, no, Card. I don't think they played the Elam ending in Purdue. They played to something I affectionately dubbed the Edie ending.
Ah,
They play until their best post player says we're done. That's how they play. So TKR was just like, we're done here, and then that's how they stopped.
okay, okay, Trey.
Who do you think the third best box score was from? We're not gonna get it, but I would think if Fletcher did anything noteworthy, they would have tweeted him too.
Yeah. Okay, that's my next self-destruction angle. How come Fletch is always the one left out?
Well, like if Fletch hit like 7 threes, I think we would have gotten a Fletcher tweet. So
Yeah.
who was the third guy here? If it wasn't Fletch and we got the 2 stars, who do you think the third star was, and what do their stats look like?
I'm trying to go based off the actual footage that I saw. I'm gonna go Jacobson. I think he had 10, 10, and 7 blocks.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna go CJ Cox,
Hmm. What's the line?
16, 4, 2.
Okay. Light.
Yeah, just a light one. Will say some smoke offline that CJ impressed in this scrimmage. some behind the scenes, like what am I hearing? Just what am I hearing? I'm hearing CJ was the guy outside of the stars, obviously. We're talking just all those guys in the mix. I'm hearing CJ impressed in this. So
Free Omer.
we'll see.